hope I look okay. Okay, anyways. Hey there! Or, yo! Hey there! Today I'm going to give you a sneak peek into my teacher planner. So when you think about a teacher planner, what is the first thing that comes to mind? For me, I think about one of those huge, oversized, packing everything in it binders. But it's really big, it's hard to store, and then at the same time, you have to lug that thing back and forth to meetings, and sometimes you have to take it home because you just can't get your work done at school. So I've been there, done that, and I hated it. It just wasn't the right thing for me. Overall, I just want to help you out and give you some really great ideas. Over the past year and a half, I have really struggled with this concept of being organized as a teacher. I mean, you get loads of paper every day from administration, from parents, from just doing your copies and then having extras and not having enough. I mean, it just gets kind of overwhelming at the end of the day. So I started creating kind of a binder system that I keep at the back of my small group table. And with my binder system, each binder does something special and different. So today I'm going to show you my teacher binder and what I have inside. Here's what it looks like. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. I used a disc-bound system, and this is from the Martha Stewart collection at Staples. So again, this is just my Martha Stewart. I like this because of the fact that I can easily put papers in, I can take papers out, and this is my absolute favorite. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to do a binder, is because when I am working in it or I'm writing in it, I can very easily flip it over so that I don't have it in my way, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Some of the materials that you're going to need in order to kind of help you create this, if you do choose to go to the ARC system, is an ARC hole punch. So I got this one at Staples, and then again, this is just the ARC system hole punch. Another thing that I used was my tab punch. I ended up purchasing just some craft paper that you can get at Staples or Hobby Lobby or even Target. This one I used to hole punch all of my labels, and then I used my Dymo label printer to actually print my labels on it. If you don't want to go that route, there are the Post-it notes labels that you can kind of stick, the little tabs that you can stick down, and those are actually, they work just as well. So some other things that I used when I was creating my teacher planner are just some folders. These I actually turned into dividers for each of my months, and also created a pocket with it, and I will show you that when we go through my planner. The final thing that I used when creating this is my paper trimmer. This is great. It saves down on a bunch of time when you are cutting out all of the tabs for your dividers. So I hope I can give you guys some really great tips and tricks, and I hope you get something out of this video. Hello all, I am back. I told you I was going to be back with my teacher planner. This is kind of what my planner looks like. So I wanted to kind of take you through a walkthrough of what each of the little things that I've done to just either make it happy for me and make it practical, because this is supposed to just be practical more than anything else. So let's go ahead and look on this side. I have, I'm going to talk about this in just a minute, but right here I have these really cute little paper clips. One says peace, joy, love. These I got from Hobby Lobby, and they were in the clearance section, and I think I got them for like $2, and it came with 12 of them, I think. I may be exaggerating, but whatever. Then I also have a little plastic piece here. This is one of those photo overlays that you put on top of pictures, and it comes with like some type of a writing on it, or it has a border. This one, I don't know if you can see that, but this has a really, really, really light blue border that went around it. So I wasn't going to use it. Yeah, wasn't going to use it. So I just decided to cut it in half. So I have 2 of these. I just put some washi tape on here, and yes, even though it is cute, it is extremely functional. So there is a really good purpose for this, and this kind of just stays in this little pocket here. I also have some sticky notes so when I'm on the fly, I can find sticky notes easily. It never fails that a teacher or somebody walks into my room and is like, oh, hey, yada, yada, yada. And so I'm having to like really quick find a sticky note because I will forget. I am notorious for forgetting to do things. So yeah, these are just some really cute little like Project Life cards that I have. I do Project Life at home. So this is more of I'm a look pretty and just keep me happy kind of inspiration deal. It's not really a practical thing. But I do in my actual like everyday planner that I use, that's for home and for school and everything else in between, I put really awesome quotes in here, and then I will, take it out and stick it with some washi, and yeah. So these actually can come in use if you choose for it to be in use. The next thing I have is, you're going to see right here, I have like 3 little holes. This was in my Kikki.K planner that I had, which now serves as a different purpose. So this, I just took it, re-hole punched it. This was a card from Target, and I don't know, I loved it. I loved the watercolor of it. I love the bedazzle bling that it has on it. It makes me happy. It's pretty. I love the colors to it. The little birds are cute. Look, there's a little bird. There's a little bird. So yeah, and I stuck a little bow onto a paper clip and put it there. Again, it's something that it just inspires you. You want to be inspired. You want to stay motivated. You want to stay, you want everything to be kind of pretty. And so if it's pretty to me, it makes me want to do a better job. It's kind of like that whole thing with, if your house is clean, then, you're way more productive. If your house is dirty or messy or cluttered, you feel cluttered in your head. So this is kind of that same idea. So here you can kind of see that I have still some what is that called? Pencil markings on here. I haven't gone through and taken it off. But this is just a quote that I saw off of the first grade parade's Instagram. And I took that and I put it onto here. And it says, "My times are in your hands." It's, again, something meant to be inspired and keep me motivated. This was a dashboard that I created. The Post-it note that you see here with the little glasses on it, those I got from Walmart, and I glued 2 of them together, stuck it through my laminator, and this is how it came out. And I just kind of left an extra space so that I could hole punch it. Again, this was in my Kikki.K, and I just transferred it over. I used to use a vis-a-vis on here. This was a kind of a running to-do list that I had, and it didn't work for me, so I had to change it, which is, I'm fine with that. So I am reusing it for something else. Like in the planner world, a dashboard is just a place where you can kind of collect sticky notes and collect things on there. And then at the end of the day, or whenever you have a moment, you can, just go through, pull them off, and transfer it to wherever else it needs to be. So what I did is I took the idea that the Reset Girl has when she does her planner. She takes Post-it notes and she makes a kind of a little to-do list with a stamp pad, and she rounded off the corners, which I thought was just, it's pretty. So I have these sticky notes on here for just like a quick, let me just write some things down that I need to write down. It's functional. I like it. Here is the first cover that you would see in my teacher planner package that you would get if you chose to go to My Teachers Pay Teachers and get that. Oh, by the way, it's on My Teachers Pay Teachers. I created this teacher planner, so I do have it up on My Teachers Pay Teachers right now. So this is the first cover, and no, you're not going to get the one that says Bridget Speckman on it, because obviously you're not Bridget Speckman. I have teacher planner on all the other ones, but I went on ahead and put my name on just this one, and so I have my name here. And the great thing again about this planner is that you can take things out and put new ones. You can add more. This is why I love this planner. So with the inside of the teacher unit that you would get, there are extra covers because, I mean, let's face it, we're not all the same. I get into the moods where I get sick of things really easy and I need to have kind of a refresh, something just different to get me, again, motivated, inspired, and wanting to actually open up this planner and use it. So here are the other ones that I created. And again, see here it says teacher planner. Here's one. This one's kind of a yellowish color with more arrows. This one I loved because I'm liking the geometric shapes right now. And then they made it look like confetti, which I thought was cute. Here is just a really simple pink salmon-y color. And then again, with kind of the geometric shapes thing, this feels a little retro. And I think it's because of the mustard color. This one I did more of as a kind of a simple, nothing too fancy. And then it makes me feel kind of like a Kate Spade because I put like a little gold trim around it. And it's very Kate Spade-esque. I think I just made that word up. All right, so here's another one, very simple. These are just a little bit skinnier, and then it just gives you a pop of color with that one. So I'm going to show you how I can just switch this out. I'm going to put those over here. So here is this, and you just really simply pull it off and add the other one. Now, I will say, I don't know why I didn't do this. I think it was more of a, I think I knocked it, but more of a time issue than anything else. But I did not laminate my covers, which I would definitely go back and laminate them, especially if you're going to be switching them out just like I did, because after so many times of switching them out, this will add some wear and tear to it. So yeah, be warned, I would definitely go through and laminate these. The first thing that you'll see is just, that personal information. I covered mine up so that you can't see it, but I give you the name, your name, school phone number, school address. Cannot tell you how many times I always forget the school address, and I'm either Googling it on the computer, or I'm calling down to the front office asking them what our address is because I can't remember it. Classroom number, in case of emergencies, you have 2 spots to be able to put this in. So let me show you my tabs. These tabs I actually created here, and then I took a Dymo label printer and I just kind of printed out a label for it, and I just covered it. And my labels are transparent, so you can see through them. So I used, let me get it. Whoops. All right, so I used this bad boy to cut my labels, and I think I have a piece of paper so I can show you how I did it. Yes, I know it's just a plain piece of paper, but here's how you just very easily cut it out, as you can see here. And then if you can see that, there's like this little almost triangle shape there. And that's kind of telling you, where you're going to fold it. So you fold it down, super simple. And then I added just like a tape or something. What is that? Glue tape? Yeah. Well, I added that here, closed it up, and then I just inserted it like this, and I was lazy and I just taped it down. So that really easily creates labels for you. This was it's originally $17, I think. I used a coupon, so I think I got it for like $10. It was not too bad, seeing as how much I enjoy labels. So moving on, you get parent contact information. This I absolutely love to have in this planner, because if I have to call a parent or something, I don't have to go through that whole process of getting online and looking for the child's name in our system and pulling up the phone numbers. It's really quick, easy for me to get a hold of them. So I have student names, parent names, address, phone numbers, and emails here. And I keep it tabbed with this little paper clip. This was something that I got off I want to say Heidi Swap. I'm not really sure. For some reason, I can't remember. Heidi Swap, and laminated it, and then I just hot glued that baby to the back of the paper clip. So it's just a quick reference for me. You get 3 sheets of those, but again, this is something that you can just kind of print whenever you want to print. You can add more if you need to add more, so you can make more copies and just stick them in there. It's your planner. Do what you need to do. Next spot you have is the account log. Love, love, love to have this, because I cannot tell you how many websites and passwords and usernames I have, and then you get an email, 3 months later, oh, you need to update your password. And no, you cannot use the last 3 passwords that you have used. So you have to come up with something totally different. And yeah, I don't remember them. So it's nice to have this so that I can just really easily, look it up. So I've already added some from my last planner. I kind of changed my planners up a little bit. So yeah. So there's my account. The next one is happy birthdays. Love to have this again, because at the beginning of the year, I go ahead and go through and I write everybody's birthdays down. So when I'm doing my calendar and I'm setting that up, I can really easily just open this planner up and add the names in there. So it's easy, quick and simple. This I use as like professional development. I don't know about other states, but Alabama requires you to have so many hours of professional development. You have to tell what kind of classes you've taken. You have to, it has to go along with your PLP, blah, blah, blah. So what I've done, just to make it easier on me, because I always wait until the very last minute to put everything into that website, I put this here. Now, if you don't need this, totally cool. Print out a label and then cover up professional development, or use some washi tape here. Use some washi tape, cover it up, and yeah, you can add whatever you want to add there. Maybe you want to do themes. Maybe you want to keep track of your meetings. Maybe you want to keep track of the parents that you call. It's up to you. It's what works best for you. Now I have afternoon transportation. I like to keep track of this, because if I have to make copies of it for any kind of reason whatsoever, I can, pull it out and go take it to the copy machine and copy it. Yeah. So there are 8 spots for buses, and let's say this is the way I do it. But our bus numbers also have colors. So like, let's just say, bus 0101 is a black bus. Then I'm going to write 0101 in black. But then let's say bus 9704 is the purple bus. So then I'm going to write 9704 in the color purple, so that it's a quick, also eye catcher of which bus is what color. Then I have car rider, walker, after school care, and then activities. We have like cheer and dance. Cheer, dance. I think there was a Lego thing at one point. I don't know. So this, again, I've just stuck a nice little flag label. I want to say this is a Heidi Swap, but I don't remember. I don't know. Okay, sorry. I'll look and then put it down in the description bar, so just keep a lookout for that. Okay. Moving on, then I have allergies. Just another quick reference. I like to be able to look at it, especially when parents come up to me and say, oh, hey, I want to send this in for our either classroom parties. I can just really quick refer and say, oh no, we can't send things. I have had kids allergic to eggs and milk, and I've had kids who don't eat any type of sweet stuff or so you just never know. I write all that good stuff here. Even if it's not an allergy, I'll just make a note of it and stick it off on the side, maybe with a sticky note. This section is for my notes. Now, I gave you a ton. I printed out a ton of notes because I love to use my notes. I will put my schedule here. I will put my small groups here. I will stick anything and everything that I can possibly think of here. Now, the really cool thing that I love to do too is make little tabs out of washi tape. So like here I have a little black and white polka dot tab for my washi tape. And this can be a really quick, easy, maybe I have my schedule right here. So when I have it closed up, I can say, oh, yeah, I need to get my schedule. And I can pull out and just turn right to it. And there's my schedule. So that's just another really quick and easy thing that you can do to be able to find stuff in here other than using the really fun little paper clips. So then I have folders. I used these file folders. These were like from the dollar spot in Target, and I cut them down to size and I created them into a pocket folder. So here now it's a pocket folder and I can stick papers in it. And the reason I would really like to stick papers inside of this is because, a lot of the times administration or somebody from the office, PTO, will give us things that I can either have to fill out or something that I'm going to have to do. And I can stick it in here or stick it with the month that it belongs to and know that, oh, this is where it's at. This is what I need to have done for that month. Yada, yada. I stuck some little to-dos here with the paper clip just so that I can use it. And then when I do need it, I can take it down, I can put it up here, I'm going to see if I can pull out some washi. Let me show you how precious this is. If you're not a washi fan, I would definitely become one. Oh my gosh, I can't figure out where this is at. That one does not like me, apparently. See, look, I can find that one really easy. Oh no, that's okay. We'll just roll with it. How about that? Teachers are good at that. So, I can, voila, now I got a pretty little sticky here. I love it. It just makes my heart happy. Again, a lot of this is to make me happy. So, these you're going to notice really quick. I don't have tabs on these folders. Because I started to make the tabs and I was using really pretty like glitter paper and I was trying to be creative, etc., etc. But as I was placing them there, just to kind of get a good view of what it would look like, I hated it. So I am only going to use the little paper clip. So now as the month goes, it's already really easy to find where the next month is because you can see the tabs and I can easily feel them too. But as I move, I'm going to move this paper clip with me. So, take that down. Now I'm in August. I know it's not August. So I could stick that there and bam, now I can find it. So also, let me tell you this. I know that this is really jam-packed full right now. That's a lot of paper. But here's how I work. I do all of my lesson plans in Google Drive that we can share documents and etc., things like that. So I went on ahead and just put my lesson plans onto Google Drive so I can work on them at home and I don't have to worry about taking a flash drive with me, and I can just pull them up really easy at the school, and yeah, it's there. So after I do stick my lesson plans in here as I go along for that month, but then at the end of that month, I take them out. I will upload my calendar onto Google Drive as well. I mean, that's simple. You can take pictures, you can scan it, whatever your heart desires. But I will upload this onto Google Drive and I will throw it away. Not the divider, but just the paper. I will just throw it away because there's no point in me keeping it. It's done. I'm not going to go back and look at it unless I really, really have to. And about 99% of the time, I don't have to. So I move off with that. And I mean, some of you are probably thinking, well, what about the standards? You need to think about what standards you've taught. I got something that solved that, and I'm going to come back to it in a little bit. So I just keep going for each of the months. So then you have like an August highlight, and I guess I stuck this in August. I don't remember doing that. Okay, anyways. So for each month, you're going to have a highlights. You have a spot here for duty that you can write in up here so that you just have kind of a quick reference to it. Meetings, you can write those days in here, and you could even draw lines as far as, you know, these are your faculty meetings, your PLC meetings, your PLP meetings, so on and so forth. Then I have goals here, and, you know, I enjoy making goals for myself. It gives me something to work towards. So I will write goals for that month here in this section. So yes, and then I left a spot for that doesn't have anything for you to kind of add whatever it is that you want to add. So, okay. Then you have your month on 2 pages. As you can see, this is where my washi tape comes in. I block off time. So like, let's say here, you know, teacher work day, these are my teacher work days. So these are the days that I have to be at school, you know, right before the first day of school starts. So I just kind of block it off with that time. Moving on. In the back, it has things to take away. And I am so big on reflecting on how my students are learning, how am I teaching, the effectiveness of my classroom and of lessons and et cetera, et cetera. So I will often sit down and reflect on things or write things down and say, hey, this is not working. You need to think of something different. Because I mean, our minds, we're not just teachers. We're moms. Some of us are moms. Moms, we're mentors, we're sisters, the list goes on and on. That you write things down because you're going to forget it. I keep thinking to myself, oh man, you know, this isn't going to work for me. Or if I do this next time, I'm going to do it different. I have to write it down so that I can go back and remember it later. So yeah. And again, this gets scanned and uploaded into Google Drive as well. And I don't have to look. And you know, if I need to go back and look at it, I can go back and look at it. So, all right. So then you have every single month. And again, I just made a ton of folders out of those file folders from Target. It works out really, really, really well. So the last section in the actual planner itself is student checklist. Now, you can use this for grades. Let me tell you how I use this because I teach kindergarten. We don't really do grades. So I use this as like to document field trip money, who's paid for class t-shirts, who has paid for, I can't think of it now. Miss Annie. We have Miss Annie that comes and it's like a in-school field trip. So at the beginning of the year, we ask them for the money for all of the days. And so I can keep track of that. I list the student's name here. I list what it is up here. I also keep track of homework, who has turned in their homework, and I can kind of check them off. Who has brought in any kind of a permission slip, I can check it in and check it off here. So it's just a really easy, quick way for me to do it. And I just started thinking, I don't have a tab on this, so it might be a good idea for me to make a tab. I'll come back to that later. Now, the last section, and you're going to see here, I have just kind of a clear pocket folder. I did not make this. I think I got this from kind of the ARC system. that you can find at Staples. And this is a Common Core Standards for only kindergarten. So what I did is I went through and let me turn this around. Okay. So I went through and I broke all of them down and wrote down each of the different standards and what the standards are. And then I have dates that I've taught. And again, this is where I can come back and write down which ones I am doing so that I don't have to keep my lesson plans. I can leave them on Google Drive and then I can just reference this throughout the year. And then after it's been mastered by the entire class, I can just start checking it off. Now I also have, let me see how well I can do this, a spot for notes here that I can write anything about the standards up here from down here. So maybe there's something I just learned about the standard or things, certain type of assessments that I can do. I can just quickly write it in up there. So yeah, it goes through all of them. Then I want to say, give me a second. I do have some of these. I think this is an old one. I don't think I cleaned this part out yet. No. So, but that's okay. I'm going to show it to you anyways. I also do a weekly planning checklist. So I could take this out and I could clip it to the front of my binder. And by that, I can, you know, pull one of these out. I got to make more copies of these. Flip it. So as I'm going throughout the week, look at this really cute little bicycle. My room mom from last year gave this to me and I love, love, love it. So there. I clip it up here and then this is what I use to plan throughout the week. So these are things that I always, always, always have to pull out. So things that I need to pull, my poems, my Snapword cards, my letter anchors, my picture cards, my phonogram picture cards, my book that I'm reading, my book that I'm using for writing, my book that I'm using for math, or books, if you have to use books. But a lot of the times I'll use like a mentor text, and that's my most important one because that will then guide on to the other books that I use kind of as a support to that mentor text. Small group books, homework books, but y'all, I am going to take that off and I'm going to show you why later on because I'm so super excited about this idea. Things that I have to cut, things that I have to plan for, you know, to-dos, and this blog post is for like my classroom blog post and then any kind of miscellaneous stuff here. So this is what I use to plan throughout the week. So yes. That's pretty much my entire planner. I really, really hope that this kind of gave you some ideas that you can either do to kind of improve your own what you already have, or, you know, if you do choose to get the unit that I have up on Teachers Pay Teachers, I really hope it works out. You kind of now see a really good layout of how I use it for me and what works best for me. But again, do what works best for you. Don't try and do what other people do. I learned that the hard way. So do what works best for you. You can tweak things here and there. You can change things up. Yeah. So I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with another organizing tip for your classroom. So bye.